Good afternoon to Gateway Motorsports Park for the Enjoy Illinois 300 race number 9 of the final season of the Foster Series, powered by the WRA. Getting ready to go racing on this 1.25-mile racetrack here in Madison, Illinois, which is just east of St. Louis, Missouri. Getting ready for 120 laps of racing here today. And it should be a very interesting race to see how this will play out. Because if you look at our fuel window here, it is on 79 laps. But we're doing this on times 2, which will make things very interesting as you look at the rest of the starting lineup real quickly. Zachary Fitzwater is on the pole position in the number 88, the first pole for the full time for Trackhouse, because they've only won the pole. 40 laps is how far they can go on fuel. So it looks like this will be a 2-stop race. It's going to make things very interesting. Could possibly be a 3-stop race if these drivers do play the undercut strategy as far as that is concerned. Zachary Fitzwater comes into this race 23rd in the points, gained 5 spots after last week's race at the Rock. Venko Seaman, if you didn't tune in to pole day qualifying yesterday, 38th in the points. He is dead last in points of the drivers that have got a charter this season, and unless he gets something going, I am very more than likely have a feeling Venko Siemens entering these last 18 races, including today, in a must-win situation. Carolina Bradley in row number 2. Carolina comes into this race 19th in the points, still looking for her first win of the year. And Kyle Langeland comes in this race 28th in the point standings. The command has been given. These drivers getting ready to go racing for 150 miles as the field is rolling off behind the pace car, the Pontiac Grand Prix pace car. We've raced Gateway at night. We've never raced Gateway in the daytime, so this could be interesting for tires. Lucy Granger is the points leader by 23 points over her teammate Paul Minnick, and she's also the rookie points leader, the 34 referring to. Alina Ricky, third in the standings, won last week's race at the Rock. Samad Ozkan is fourth in the standings, 41 back. 45 back is Mohammed Zain, who is fifth. Wayne Davis, 59 points back in sixth, tied with Troy Kane, who is seventh. Jacob Foster is 61 points back in eighth in the standings. Ninth is Quentin Moore, 62 back. 63 back is A McShane, who completes the top 10. 120 laps. That's 150 miles if you're keeping track. This is going to be like an ARCA race, except we're running in the daytime. Going to be very interesting. This is race number 9 of 36. After today, we're 1/4 through the final season of this series. Green flags in the air. We're racing here at Gateway. Venko Seaman had a hell of a run going into turn 1, but inside line is the place you want to be around this racetrack. And we talked about this track is somewhat characteristic to a track we were at just a few weeks ago at Darlington Raceway. So these drivers are going to have to take it easy. That access road is going to play a major factor in this afternoon's race. And Zachary Fitzwater will lead the first lap of this race. I believe that is Zachary Fitzwater's. Nope, Fitzy led 10 laps before today's race, so make that number 11. Venko Seaman has slotted into the second position. Third is Carolina Bradley. Fourth is under contest between Samad Ozkan and Kyle Langeland, as those two drivers are trying to figure out how to get around. Lucian Bianchi, who made the race based off pole day qualifying yesterday from the Go Homers, as he's trying to find a way to get around the Shell Pennzoil Dodge. There's Emmanuel Hartnett, currently now getting by Bianchi, bringing Daniel Witter with him. Funny thing is, the last time we were here at Gateway Motorsports Park, Emmanuel Hartnett and Travis Crampton. Of course, Travis Crampton no longer in the series. Emmanuel Hartnett is in the series. Those two got into a heated exchange. Here's the quote unquote insulting part. Right in the middle of the race weekend, which, if you didn't tune into pole day qualifying yesterday, was the first time I had to penalize a driver during a race weekend, which that was a first in my time covering this series, covering the PCSRA back in the day. And of course, Manuel Hartnett got put on probation for the remainder of the season. Travis Crampton got a one race suspension, which he did not race this event. So who knows what would have happened if Travis Crampton would have minded his P's and Q's as far as that was concerned, which, yeah, talk about not being on somebody's December holiday wish list, if you ask me. Oh, got contact. Oh, the 41's around. Alina Ricci bounced off the wall, but she saved it. She's going to lose a chunk of positions. I don't know who she bounced off of. Whoever it was, she did a great job saving that car. But she's going to drop through the standings. We'll see where this is going to drop her to. Dropped her to 30th. So she lost about 14 positions after the contact. Did a good job saving it, though. We are still green flag racing. There's Senor Sean. There's the guy that's second in points, Paul Minnick, in the 38. The gal he's trying to run down for the points lead, ironically, is his teammate. That would be Lucy Grainger. None of the front row cars have been to victory lane this season. Paul Minnick would like to make sure one of those cars is him. Watching The Price is Right with Bob Barker on my TV as I'm recording this race. Kyle Langeland in the 24, going underneath Vanko Seaman. Kyle is, like I said, 28th in the points, and if he gets a win, he needs to make sure he stays away from 30th in the standings to have a win count for a spot into this season's chase for the championship. Because, like I said, we're only going to be 9 races into the season for the Monster Energy Series, or not Monster Energy Series, excuse me, the Foster Series. Wrong series, Voiles. This is what happens when I've been up since 1 o'clock this morning. But Kyle Langeland knows he got to get something to turn what has been a struggling start to the season around. Same with Vanko Seaman. He is off to a terrible start to his season. Another driver who also in the same vote as he's not running well, which is Chase Brooks running in 31st. That's not doing his hopes any favors, as the caution's out for the first time today here at Gateway. He comes in this race 35th of the 36 chartered teams, and he's 35th in points. Chase needs a good run today or get a win, or else he will continue to be in must-win territory. It looks like leaders are coming to pit road. Who brought out the yellow? Dina Almas is on pit road. And I think Ian Griffith, I can't tell if he's got damage or not. He does not. So looks like while these drivers are making pit stops, let's jump back, look at a replay to find out what happened to Adina Almas as we're making pit stops here on lap number 10. Boy, Adina Almas' season has really come unglued. As looks like something let go in the engine department or something mechanical let go on the Seabest Chevrolet. And she was another driver who could not afford another poor finish. That's why she came to a stop and why the officials had to throw the caution. Came as race 29th in the points. That's another driver who's been really struggling with her season. So unfortunately for Adina Almas, her day is unfortunately going to be done. And that's the second week in a row she has had mechanical failure. So not the start to the season the Hungarian driver was hoping for in her first year in stock cars. And that's what brought out the caution for the first time today. Adina Almas did climb out of the car okay, even though she threw her helmet inside the car, which she's probably just frustrated with how her season is. And when she stopped on the racetrack on the racing line, officials had no choice but to throw the caution. A wise move by the Foster Stewart. So let's get to the restart here at Gateway. Going to go back to green on lap number 14 of 120, still in the early stages of this race. Zachary Fitzwater is the leader, Kyle Langeland second, Emmanuel Hartnett third, Lucian Bianchi fourth, Vinko Seaman is fifth, Scarlett Wallace is sixth, Carolina Bradley seventh, Daniel Woodard is eighth, ninth, Riley Anderson, and 10th is Samad Ozkan. Dina Almas out of the race, a header let go on her number 10 machine, which I'm starting to get a little concerned about her teammate, P Albanus, because that is a teammate that is now out of the race. And of course, not the result that she was hoping for. She will look to try to get back into what has been a very struggling start to the season next week. Next week, we head to the Monster Mile of Dover International Raceway. It's going to be one of our longer mile races. Zachary Fitzwater coming to take the green. These drivers pitted on lap number 9. So we're more than likely going to have to see these drivers come to pit road on right near lap 50. Should this thing go into a long green flag run, unless we get cautions to help these drivers save as much fuel as they possibly can. Which is very likely. If we end up getting cautions, it's really good for these drivers because they really don't want to have to go on the access road, if you ask me. Zachary Fitzwater still leads this race over Kyle Langeland. Emmanuel Hartnett now up in third. Paul Minnick just got up into the wall there in the 38. Let's find the gal that is the points leader, Lucy Grainger. There she is. She's actually passing her teammate. And here's the gal I think a lot of us are going to be a little keeping an eye on. Is Tatiana Guerra just made contact with, I think that was Jackie. Yeah, that was Jackie Tang in the 43. No harm, no foul, but they keep it together. Priya McShane is the driver that is outside the top 30 in points other than Tatiana Guerra. But the problem is Tatiana Guerra has missed more races. It's very unlikely Tatiana Guerra is going to get back in the top 30 in the points to have her win at Nazareth to count for a spot into the playoffs. As for Priya McShane, who's a full-time driver, she still has a chance to get back in the top 30 in the points to have her win from Talladega to count for a spot in the playoffs. She's only 32nd in points. She's only 4 points back of the 30th in the standings cut line, which that driver, by the way, is Jackie Tang, and she's trying to get around Paul. That's Paul Minnick. So move her to 17th, Minnick back to 18th. There's Jackie Tang, who's 30th in the standings. Jackie's not had a good season. I mean, you look at some of these organizations, as I'm looking at the top 10 of the points, no surprise Joe Gibbs Racing won. I don't think any of us are really that surprised, to be honest with you. As Kyle Langeland looking to take the lead from Zachary Fitzwater. That would be our first lead change of the day. So move the Exalta Chevrolet the lead. I believe this is going to be Langland's second race he's led. He's led 5 laps prior to today. Now he's led lap number 6. Got a wreck. We've got a wreck over in turn 1. Oh, it's Hartnett and Bianchi And the caution is out. That was interesting. Looks like Ebrahimian got held up. Gitteroth's involved. So something has happened to Daniel Gitteroth, but Hartnett got turned into the wall, our second caution of the day, and we're only on lap number 20. I don't know about this. What do you do? Oh, looks like they're coming to pit road. We only ran like 7 laps. I'm guessing fresh tires are important on a track like Gateway, which is completely understandable. But while these drivers are making pit stops, let's jump back, look at a replay, see what happened to the 17, as we're still in the early stages here at Gateway. Well, this is what happened to Emmanuel Hartnett. Was running third at the time. I think the 95, 95 kind of outbraked the 17. And unfortunately, Emmanuel Hartnett got turned into the wall. 95 just got held up by the Fastenal Ford. So Hartnett's day is unfortunately going to be done. That's a tough break for a driver who comes in this race 12th in the points. Something happened to Dylan Ebrahimian. I saw, he got spun around. Oh, looks like he got in the grass. And then he got into Jessica Parker. Jessica did a good job saving her car. And Dylan Ebrahimian backs it slightly into the wall. But that doesn't explain why Daniel Gitteroth's on pit road. Maybe this would give us an explanation. Oh, mechanical problem. That's why. Okay, so that would explain why the two came to pit road. So, and Gitteroth came into this race 16th in the points. So, not good for the driver of the two. And the caution's out for the second time today. Let's get to the restart here at Gateway. Green flag going to come back in the air on lap number 24 of 120, still in the early stages of this race. K Langeland is the leader. Zachary Fitzwater now in second. Scarlett Wallace in third. Banco Seaman in fourth. Daniel Witter in fifth. Cody Majork sixth. Carolina Bradley seventh. Summit Oskin eighth. Quentin Moore ninth. Riley Anderson completes the top 10. Emmanuel Hartnett out of the race, and we've just been told that Daniel Gitteroth has pushed his car back behind the wall with a header issue on his number 2. So we talked about drivers who have got engine problems. So that's a tough break for a couple of drivers that were running inside the top 20 in points and right near the playoff cut line. As we're back to green. That's going to really hurt Gitteroth and also Hartnett. Also got to see where the 95 is, Bianchi, because remember, he got held up. Looks like he's back here, the last car on the lead lap. Doesn't look like there's any damage on the 95. William Davis also back here at the rear of the field. Looks like his car is still not handling good. Dylan, somebody's in trouble. Is that P McShane in trouble? Yes, it is. Although one thing she did not need is something to go wrong with her car, and she's one of those drivers who's outside the top 30 in points. This is going to be a yellow. This is going to be a caution. They have got to throw the caution because she's parked in a dangerous spot. And she's teleported to pit road. Oh, the one thing that she did not absolutely need is an issue. And remember, she came as race 4 points below the 30th in the standings cut line. And if she falls out of the race, that gap's going to get bigger between herself and the cut line. That is not what P McShane needed. Got herself back in the top 30 in the points. Now going to have a tougher hill to climb for the driver out of the Wood brothers. Oh boy. Caution for the third time today. S Ard in trouble. Lot of damage to the Busch Light Chevrolet. Ebrahimian again. Jessica Parker, E McShane are also involved. Alina Ricci, 1 week removed from her first win of her career. M Zain involved. We've had a wreck on the backstretch. Did I see CJ? Yep, CJ Bracken's got damage to the Dollar General Dodge, and looks like the leaders are pitting again. We're not getting a long green flag run to figure out a fuel window, but let's jump back, look at a replay to see what happened to all those drivers. Bet the interesting ride for 2311 is going to be a fun one after this. Watch E McShane. She's going to get in the wall, come in front of her teammate Brittany White. Nowhere for Jacob Foster to go. Emily Andersen got a piece of it. Jessica Parker runs into the door of the Robin Hood machine. There's where baby CJ got the damage. Oh, and then there's where S Ard ran the back of the Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet. And then something happens over here, the 54 of Ebrahimian. Or no, Jessica Parker, just LePage. S Ard. Oh, Jesse's going to be fuming at the 48. And this is what I was talking about. If we have a green flag run, the 48 just overdrove it, just ran into Jesse. And nowhere for Ebrahimian to go. So I can tell you, S Ard's going to be really angry at the 48. And Dylan Ebrahimian just got caught up in somebody's business. So that's a tough break for him as far as that's concerned. But my goodness, we have just had tempers flaring. Remember, Jesse got warned by the officials for what happened last week at the Rock. And, well, I don't think this is going to make her problem any better, as we're going to head back to the restart here at Gateway. We're going to go back to green on lap number 32 of 120. We're not even at the 1/4 mark of this race, which is crazy to tell you the truth. E McShane had a tire going down, couldn't get to pit road. That's why she stopped on track and had to teleport to pit road. So she's back in the race, but not on the lead lap. K Langeland is the leader. Cody Majoric second. Zachary Fitzwater in third. Quentin Moore in fourth. Vanko Seaman 15. Neil Witter is sixth. Seventh is Riley Anderson. Samad Ozkan is eighth. Ninth is Grace Takayama. And 10th is Jackie Tang. She is 3 laps down. That would be P McShane. Nobody out of the race from that incident. Of course, as we were getting ready to jump back, look at a replay to see what caused that. The caution we're about to wrap up on, the 21 did come back out on the track. Of course, 3 laps down, now off sequence, and, well, going to have a really, really rough day trying to get back into a solid finish. But she's going to have to hope and pray drivers have troubles the rest of the way. Green flag back in the air. She is up to speed, however. But the one thing she did not need is something like this to happen to her. She will now be 2 laps down. Going to have to hope for a caution. And she also needs to hope and pray we have attrition taking place. That was, by the way, a rookie mistake by Jessica Parker, carrying too much speed on the apron going into 3 and just completely wiped S Ard. And the caution's out. Well, that's good news for P McShane. She just got one of her laps back, but now she's got to race the 24 back to the line. And speaking of S Ard, it looks like Bianchi is the reason for the yellow. Caution is out one more time. Good night. I think Priya is going to get one of her laps back, so she'll now be 2 laps down as a result. Or is she still 3 laps down? I don't know. But she will go by the pace car. And she's slowing down for some reason. I don't Okay, there we go. I think she's been told to go around the pace car. And leaders again coming to pit road. Do they think tires are going to be an issue? Yep. As it looks like we've had a wreck on the back on the front straightaway. Let's jump back, look at the replay to see what exactly happened. As we're not even at the 1/4 mark. Eric Stanbury got involved in this yellow. As it looks like he carried a lot of speed, got up into the wall. And he's going to get turned by Lucci and Bianchi. And goes down into Muhammad Zain. Zain hit the wall where the safer barrier ends. Bianchi got a piece of it. Emily Andersen got through it. S Ard just completely just not paying any attention and just rammed into the back of the Dollar General Dodge. That's why she's out of the race, because she went back behind the wall. So I don't think CJ Bracken's going to appreciate that. And that's also male abuse, if you ask me. So caution's out again. Let's get to the restart again here at Gateway. I don't know what's worse, this race being a wreck fest, or we're not getting a long green flag run, or a combination of the two. As we're not even at the 1/4 mark, and cautions breathe cautions in this series. Scarlett Wallace is now the leader. Daniel Witter in second. Vinko Seaman third. Kyle Langeland lost 3 spots down to 4th. 5th is Jackie Tang, as Priya has climbed all the way back up to the inside line to get another lap back. Looks like she was 4 down. Now she's 3. Samad Ozkan is 6th. 7th is Cody Majoric. 8th is Carolina Bradley. 9th, Sam Davis. And Chase Brooks complete the top 10. Drivers out from that incident. Annika Ritchie is out of the race. Looks like she was involved in something. Wonder if it's that same incident we had. Want to double check. Or was there something I didn't see? And she hit the pit wall. That's why. Carried too much speed, tried to catch up, just rammed into the pit wall there. I would like to say something that would be funny, but I'd rather not, or I would get fined. Muhammad Zain, Lucci, and Bianchi, S Ard out of the race. And they join Emmanuel Hartnett, Daniel Gitteroth, and Adina Almas all back behind the wall. Green flag back in the air. That means the 21 is now back up to 35th. Now trying to get another lap back. Trying to now go 2 laps down. Boy, if she makes up 3 laps and gets back on the lead lap, that would be something. It's already been a wreckfest day here at Gateway. I'm not really... Oh, hello. Priya McShane just got loose trying to get around the 51. As we're now getting hopefully a green flag run. These drivers are just trying to get something going, if you ask me. Wasn't expecting a wreck fest, if you ask me. I expected this thing to be a pitch strategy thing. Instead, it's turned into a crash fest as we finally hit the 1/4 mark of this race. Good grief. All these cautions have really not done fuel mileage any favors. Check the back of the field here. That's A McShane, CJ Bracken, who's been hit around like a ping pong ball of so far. Brittany White, Jessica Parker. 3 wide here between Troy King, William Davis, and Ponzo Albanus. Jacob Foster running in 25th. There's Emily Anderson, 24th. Battle between Ian Griffith and Bryce Egan. That's about for 22nd. There's our points leader, Lucy Grainger, in 21st, but we still have a long way to go. Well, the good thing for Sean, now that his sister's out of the race, he's going to do that ha to Jesse in a little bit. That's 2 weeks in a row for Jesse. Was running in 22nd, got wrecked on the last lap of the race at the Rock last week, gets involved in a early yellow, and she's already out of this race. As Scarlett Wallace currently still leads this race. Are we under caution? Okay, no, never mind. I was about to get right there. Are we under caution again? Good grief. We're really not even getting a green flag run. Oh, let me remind you, we're not even at the halfway point of this race. Right now, 7 of the 42 starters are back behind the wall, either due to crash damage or due to mechanical problems. E Ricci, that was a hard lick into the end of the pit wall, and it's not the first time I've seen drivers at this racetrack hit the end of the pit wall. I've hit the end of the pit wall, and it hurt like hell. Jesse Ard already out of this race. Hartnett, by the way, checked and released from the medical center. Jesse Ard, Lucian Bianchi, M Zain, all in the infield care center, along with Annika Ricci or Richie. Oh, oh no, caution. Oh, 54 is heavily damaged. That's E Ebrahimian. The black smoke erupted. And now he's going to be out of the race. He is one of the drivers involved. P McShane going to stay out. That's more positions. Bryce Egan's involved. And Scarlett Wallace and company are coming to pit road. Let's jump back and look at a replay as the yellow is out again. Cautions, precautions, as we're nearing lap 50 of this race. Well, this was right around the 22nd position as Egan was working on Jacob Foster for 21st. And Emily Andersen carried a lot of speed, and I think Egan got a bit loose and just sent the meat and bone Ford around as he backs it into the wall. And here comes Dylan Ebrahimian, will have absolutely nowhere to go. Just rammed the 15 over. Unfortunately for the 54, that is his day done just like that. So a tough break for the 54 of Dylan Ebrahimian. He came in this race 14th in points, dropped 6 spots after last week's race. And Bryce Egan running part-time, so not been a good day for a number of drivers inside the top 20 in the standings as we're going to head to the restart here at Gateway. Going to be lap number 51 of 120, not even at the midway point of this race. I'd like to point that out. Nevertheless, Scarlett Wallace is the leader, Vanko Seaman second, third is Kyle Langeland, fourth Daniel Witter, Samit Ozkan in fifth, Cody Majorek sixth, seventh is Jackie Tang, Carolina Bradley eighth, ninth Paul Minnick, and 10th is Zachary Fitzwater, our pole sitter. Out of the race after that one is only Dylan Ebrahimian, which also I forgot to go over the points with other drivers. Jessie came in this race 20th in points, so she's going to drop through the points. Mohammed Zain 5th in points. He was one of the drivers running well in the standings. This is not what he needed. 66 of Annika Ricci making her fourth start, not the finish she was hoping for. Lucia Bianchi 38th, not the finish she was hoping for. And we already talked about the 10 going to drop out of the top 30 in the points at the end of this race. Green flag back in the air. And with where Vanko Seaman is running, he will leapfrog the two go-or-go homers. As P McShane trying to get one of her 2 laps back, or one of her 3 laps back. We hope it's 2. Let's see what it says on the ticker. Okay, now it's 2. Okay. She should have been back a lap down. Just a reminder, we have not even crossed halfway through this race. We've had a lot of yellows. And it's really just... It's really not uncommon to see Gateway to have a lot of cautions, if you know what I mean. I mean, yeah, when we were here for Monster Energy, we've had a lot of yellows. As I say, hola to Senor Sean, but I'm not used to like a lot of cautions as we just had some broken pipes on the I think that came out of the one hauler, if you ask me, but we're not used to a lot of cautions like this, especially the fact that I had the AI lowered, but apparently we're having a caution wreck fest, if you ask me, as we got something going on with the soundboard. And right now, only 34 drivers still in this race, 33 on the lead lap. Bryce Egan is the last of those drivers on the lead lap. As we have a quacking duck. Will you cut that out? Not been a good day for the state of Texas. You know, Jesse out of the race. after running in the back of CJ. CJ getting hit around like a ping pong ball as I say hi to Cody Smart. And now the only Texan, and I do not want to jinx this, the only Texan who has not had troubles today is, of course, our very own Senor Sean. No, it's for a good reason. For Senor running in 18th. At least Senor Sean's doing a lot better now that Jesse's out of the race. But at least, caution. The caution is out again, just as we got to as we're not even at the halfway point of this race. And that's another lap back for P McShane. That will put her 2 laps down. But what brought out the yellow? Bryce Egan. For the second yellow in a row, and that is game over, Bryce Egan. Brittany White's involved in whatever this incident. Rena McShane's coming to pit road. Let me guess. Are they coming to pit road? Will you cut that out? Yes is the answer. Oh, we got some strategy. Hold on. Will you cut that out? As the caution is out one more time, and we're going to be at the halfway point of this race, but let's jump back to look at a replay to find out what took Bryce Egan out of this race. So we're finally at the midway point of today's race. Not been a good day as we got some clapping fans in the stands for whatever reason, but second time Brittany White has been involved in an incident, as looks like Jessica Parker's, we got an air horn for whatever reason, but second time Jessica Parker's gotten involved in an incident, this one involving her getting into Brittany White, spun Brittany White around. Oh, baby CJ ran to William Davis. Arena McShane got a piece, so that would explain why Arena McShane came to pit road. Not a good day if your driver's last name is McShane. And there's where Bryce Egan runs into the side of the Robin Hood Chevrolet. Second time Brittany White's been involved in an incident. Remember, she got involved in an incident, got hit by Jesse Ard, and now she gets involved in an incident through no fault of her own. And baby CJ, whose bad day just continues to get worse. First, he got male abuse by Jesse Ard, and now gets involved in this one. I don't know if this will be game over for baby CJ, who's 26 in points. So we'll have to wait and see as we're going to head to the restart here at Gateway. Well, for a driver who absolutely needed a lap led, well, Vanko Seaman finally got his answer ordered as he's finally leading on as we're going to cross the halfway point of this race. Second is Daniel Witter. Third is Alex Hawkins. Where in the world did he come from? I don't know. Scarlett Wallace is 4th. Kyle Langeland 5th. Scarlett Wallace on back came to pit road. Top 3 didn't come to pit road, by the way. Jackie Tang is 6th. 7th is Samad Ozkan. Cody Majork 8th. 9th, Sam Davis. Paul Minnick 2nd in points. Complete the top 10. Drivers out from that incident. CJ Bracken, looks like the damage is too much for him. He is now out of the race along with Bryce Egan. They joined Dylan Ebrahimian, Annika Ricci, Mohammed Zain, Lucian Bianchi, Jesse Ard, Emmanuel Hartnett, as we had broken glass for whatever reason. Daniel Gitterod, thanks to that broken glass for screwing me up. And Adema Almas all back behind the wall and out of the race. As we have finally hit the halfway point and entered the second half of this race, as we are back to green. Now, here comes the question I'm going to pose. Those leaders that just made their pit stops at the halfway point, they could make it on one more stop. The top 3 that stayed out, which is Seaman, Witter, and Hawkins, they cannot make it the rest of the way. They're going to have to pit at some stage. The only way that's going to save him is if we get a caution. And I know who's next to me. It's my 3 friends of Elmer, Elmo, and Kermit. Which apparently Kermit decided to spill a drink in front of the officials. Why he did that is beyond me. And no, he brought his own drink for whatever reason. We're just going to leave it at that. I don't know about, I don't know what in the world Elmer and Elmo were doing. I know Elmo is trying to cheer up Kermit, or not cheer up Kermit, excuse me, cheer up Elmer for whatever reason. I don't know what that is, but that's besides the point. And for Vanko Seaman, as I said, came this race 38th in points. No doubt it's must win for him going forward. If he wants to get his season turned around as he overdrove turns 3 and 4 a bit, that's going to allow the former Oreo Cup champ Daniel Witter to catch up to him. But unless Vanko Seaman starts getting some good runs, it's no doubt must win going forward. No doubt must win. Because he is so far down in the points, he's right behind two go-or-go-homers who did not make this race, which he will more than likely overtake those drivers after today's race. But unless this 4 team gets some finishes of consistency, it's more than likely Vanko Seaman is entering the remainder of the regular season in a must-win situation. For Priya McShane, who currently, well, once she gets by the damage 67 and 45, we'll have to see where this finish is going to hurt her. The good news is a couple of drivers have had troubles today. Baby CJ's out of the race. Kyle Langeland is having a good run. Adina Almas has had is already out of the race with a mechanical problem. And of course, Maddie Crenshaw, who comes in this race in the 31st in points, running in 10th. So we're going to have to see where this is going to situate her as far as the gap is concerned. But it's more than likely Priya McShane is going to be outside the top 30 in the points. And her win from Talladega a couple of weeks ago will not count for a spot into this season's chase for the championship. But remember, after today, we have 4 more races left to go until the All-Star break. And then after this race, we still have 17 more regular season races to go until we determine the 16 drivers. So all hope is really not lost for that 21 team, but they really have got to start getting some better finishes. Otherwise, if they're still outside the top 30 in points, it's no doubt must win going for them because they wanted a lot better of a finish than that, if you know what I mean. As we're finally starting to get a green flag run for once. Thank God for that. As we've had a quote-unquote demolition derby, which the good news is Sean wrecked the field. The bad news is Jesse's already had enough trouble with the officials already this weekend. And the good... Bet you Baby CJ probably is going to go ask Jesse what the hell that was all about in one of the yellows where Jesse just completely arca braked the hell out of the 42 for whatever reason. As that was Senor Sean. Looks like he got a phone call. Oh no, we hit that number, I just realized. Oh, and hey, Vanko Seaman, ding! For leading that number. Yes, thank you, Cody. Right now, Lucy Grainger running in 8th. Remember, she was your points leader and the Rookie of the Year points leader. The guy that was trying to run her down for the rookie points lead running in 11th, that would be Samit Ozkan. Or actually, no, Samit was 3rd in the Rookie of the Year standings. The good news for Lucy Grainger, the gal that was trying to run her down for the points lead, Alina Ritchie, is already been involved in a number of accidents today, running in 21st. So I think Lucy will still keep the rookie points lead as far as that is concerned. As far as the overall points lead, as Daniel Witter is going to go by the 4 car for the lead of the race. And looks like could not do so. Let's see where the 38 is, running 20 seconds. So as of now, Lucy Grainger is going to keep the points lead heading into next week at Dover. If you just joined us, we've had a wreck fest of a race that unfortunately has taken out 10 of the 42 starters that as of now they will fail to finish. And Vanko Seaman, who comes in this race 38th in the points, having a dreadful start to the season, having a much better day today, finally leading a good chunk of this race, and absolutely needs a win, if you ask me. But here comes Kyle Langeland. Remember, Kyle Langeland came to pit road right before the halfway mark, so he can make it on one more stop. And remember, he's on fresher tires than the 20 and the 4, along with Scarlett Wallace. Which says to me, I think the fresher tires are playing the factor. I mean, yeah, Vanko Seaman's leading some laps. Of course, that's good for him as far as trying to turn what has been a dreadful start to the season around. But he's going to have to pit earlier along with the 20 and the 47. Which, by the way, the 47 is about to fall outside the top 10. Remember, he was one of the drivers that did not come to pit road under that last caution. That came out back on lap number 57. So he's been on those tires for quite a while, and unless we get another caution that could bail him out, I think Alex Hawkins is going to have a pretty poor finish as a result. And let's also not forget, it's also been a struggling day for Arena McShane because she stopped out on track, fell, I think, 4 or 5 laps down. She's already now 2 laps down after the problem she had. And remember, she needed a good run to get herself back in the top 30 in points. And there's my answer right there as Siemens coming to pit road. As looks like he handled the access road better, so he has come to pit road along with Alex Hawkins. As I kind of figured those two were going to come to pit road at some point in this deal, but they would be 3 laps short of making it the rest of the way. Oh boy. And Daniel Witter is going to pit a lap later, so all those drivers that came to pit road, they're going to need a yellow. Or actually, they're going to need this thing to go green flag run. The last thing they don't want to see is a yellow, because that would trap them a lap down, take them out of any good chances of having a very good result. Baby CJ checked and released from the medical center along with Bryce Egan and other drivers that I didn't document. And I think the reason we've had all these cautions is that the track conditions, it's hot and slick. These cars are slip sliding around. That's why, that's why we're not seeing a lot of grip with a sunny racetrack like what we're seeing here today. I mean, these cars are loose. It's hot and slick. These cars are not handling good in hot, slick conditions. Versus if this race was cloudy, then they would have grip. Looks like Priya came to pit road. Remember, she is off sequence with the leaders. As Langeland leads lap number 80. Which, by the way, that means that fuel window is open for all those drivers that came to pit road back right near the midway point of this race because of the fact that because remember, they can only go about 40 laps because like I said, I have the fuel on ×2. And these drivers can go 39 and a half, nearing 40, so you can round it up to 40. Brittany White going a lap down. Brittany's already had a rough day today. Arena McShane's already a lap down. The 4, 47, and 20 all a lap down. Looks like we're already having pit stops. Langeland is in. Oh, but he overdrove the corner. Oh, no. Kyle Langeland overdrove. Oh, no. And I was just talking about that. Now he's got to stay out. That's one thing about this track I feared. As Riley... Oh, caution's out. The caution is out. That was not what Vanco Seaman and others wanted to see as the caution is out. Langeland's got to stay out because the yellow is out. Riley Anderson's already out of the race. Seaman's going to get his lap back, but that's going to trap a lot of drivers a lap down on that untimely caution. That was not what any of those drivers who just made a pit stop wanted to see. Alex Hawkins, that's not what he wanted to see because now he's trapped a lap down as a result. Oh my goodness me. And Kyle Langeland, who missed pit road last lap, he's coming to pit road, but I have no bloody clue who's going to be the leader and who brought out. Oh, Daniel Witter's involved. As if her luck cannot get any worse. I have no clue who's the leader right now. But we're going to have to jump back and look at a replay to find out what happened. But this race just turned upside down in the late stages here at Gateway. Well, now we know where the damage came from. Looks like Troy Kang did the exact same thing Kyle Langeland did. Except Kyle Langeland escaped with little damage on his Exalta Chevrolet. Troy Kang did the complete opposite. As he's going to go in the wall, nowhere for Daniel Witter to go, and that is why the yellow is out. That was a not so good timing of that caution. Unfortunately, Daniel Witter has gone behind the wall. Oh, boy. Troy Kang was 10th at the time of the incident. Now he's got rear end damage as a result. And he came as race 7th in points. Daniel Witter, her day is unfortunately done as the black smoke erupts on that DeWalt Chevrolet. So a lot of drivers who came in running well in points did not need something like this to happen, as we're going to head to the restart here at Gateway. Well, that caution really shook up the running order big time. Alex Hawkins is, by the way, 9th, and 10th is Scarlett Wallace. And who is the leader, you're asking? Vanko Seaman. Langeland 2nd, Crenshaw 3rd, Matty Crenshaw, that is. Eric Stanbury, Jacob Foster, Jackie Tang, Ian Griffith, Troy Kang. That is your top 7. Everybody else is on the tail end lead lap. Daniel Witter is out of the race. Riley Anderson blew up before she got to her pit stall. She is now out of this race. And she came in this race, Riley referring to, 11th in points. Boy, I don't think I had Gateway as a shaking up the points deal, but I think we just got ourselves a major point shakeup heading into next week at Dover. But my, oh my, that yellow reared its ugly head. As we're going to go back to green on lap number 89. This race just got screwy in a big way. And it looks like everybody is now going to make it the rest of the way on fuel. Matty Crenshaw, I haven't talked much about her throughout this race. Kyle Langeland trying to find a way to get through all these lap cars. You got to feel bad for all those drivers that are all on the tail end of the lead lap. As like I said, that caution hurt a lot of drivers in the process. William Davis goes a lap down. That caution really hurt him. That last caution hurt a lot of drivers in the process. As Jessica Parker about to go a lap down to her teammate Kyle Langeland. Going to give Kyle plenty of room. This has been a really chaotic race we have seen here today. Meanwhile, let's see about the drivers on the tail end lead lap like Alex Hawkins. As Lucy Grainger, they would like to see a caution get back on the lead lap. Good run for Chase Brooks, a driver who really needed a good run. Senor Sean running in 15th. But they need to get going now because the leader is starting to close in on them. As Kyle Langeland still the race leader. He's led a good part of this race. He's been, I can tell you, the dominant car of this race, if you know what I mean. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the World Racing Association for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction or rebroadcast, retransmit, or any other disseminations or the use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the World Racing Association is prohibited. Blue Hedgehog TV, the World Racing Association, want to thank you fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast. It's been a tough day for P McShane, trying to get herself back in the top 30 in the points. And like I said, that caution hurt a lot of drivers in the process. And it really played a major outcome in this race. And we still got we're on lap 97 about to start. Let's take an onboard of Kyle Langeland and see what it's like to race at Gateway in heavy traffic. Well, as you are taking that on board, you can tell how much out of the throttle he has had to lift around this track. Because, like I said, with the tires going away, you can definitely tell on that onboard how much lifting it's taken place. So we're now down to 20 to go here at Gateway. Good run for Maddie Crenshaw. Good run for Jackie Tang, a driver who's really been struggling in the points. Jackie comes into this race in that critical 30th in the standings. Had a rough couple of weeks for him. Well-needed run for him. Zachary Fitzwater's a lap down. He led a good part in the early stages of this race. Unfortunately, that timing of that caution really bit him majorly. Senor Sean has gone a lap down. Alex Hawkins. Up, got a car coming to pit road. Somebody came to pit road. It's P McShane. Oh, Priya's really just want to have this is just a race to forget for P McShane. Had that flat tire, has really never recovered, so That's really unfortunate for Priya because just trying to get herself back in the top 30 in the points. Unfortunately for her, disappointing end to what was a rough now 2 weeks in a row, if you ask me. We're down to 15 drivers now on the lead lap as a result. Unfortunately, P McShane is never going to recover. Paul Minnick's now in ninth. His teammates running in 15th. So, what was the gap between those two coming into this race? It was a total of 23. I think Lucy will still keep the points lead because the good thing for her, the guy or the gal rather that was trying to run her down for the rookie points lead is not having. Well, Paul Minnick just came to pit road. I'm starting to wonder if fuel is going to come into play before this is all said and done. Yep, Langland's coming to pit road. Let's hope he doesn't make the same mistake he'd made last time. Looks like he doesn't. Oh, looks like the 9 did. Same with the 51, but they did it correctly. They missed pit road. They got to go around. Oh, man, fuel mileage. I was just talking about this a second ago. And now it's coming to play in the late stages of this race. My goodness. I did not have fuel mileage on my bingo card list. Let's see if Matty Crenshaw and Senior Sean going to have problems. Oh, Sean overdrove the corner. He's going to have to go all the way around. Quentin Moore did the exact same thing. Same with Ponzo Albanus. Oh, Sean hit the wall. So did Quentin Moore, but they don't come up in front of people. Also, Fitzwater and Albanus did the same thing. Oh, boy. This is just chaos in the late stages. Oh, what's going on with Sam Davis in eighth? Is he out of fuel? Did they stretch it too far? Oh, if he stretched it too far, that's bad. Now he's going to come to pit road, but he made that mistake. Tatiana Guerra just came to pit road. They're saying Eric Stanbury is the leader. There he is. My goodness, has this been a chaotic race? I was not expecting this. To say I put this track on the schedule and to say, oh no, okay, Eric did. Oh, Carolina almost ran in the grass, almost got in the pit wall. Please get single file. Thank you, you two. Good grief. Chase Brooks, I believe, is the leader. Nope. I think he's second. They're saying he's second. There he is. My God. Well, he's coming to pit road. Never mind. I don't know who's going to be the leader after all these pit stops are done. But this has really played a monkey wrench in the running order. Down to 10 laps of racing to go. I already did my promotional announcement, so looks like Eric Stanbury is still the race lead. Well, he just came off pit road. I think it's the 4. Yep, it's the 4 who's leading. My goodness. Unless the 4's got enough fuel. Good Lord. Once again, pit strategy playing its part in making this an interesting race. My goodness, wasn't expecting that. All those drivers on the tail end of the lead lap. Sam Davis, that mistake really costed him. He's now a lap down as a result. Now 2 laps down. Here comes Crenshaw in the 23. This is the battle for possibly the win between these two. And remember, Matty Crenshaw came this race outside the top 30 in the points. Good night. I think all of you are watching this race going, man, this has been chaos. Yes, it has been chaos, and it's a fuel mileage race. Oh, by the way, as I'm starting to get a little stiff here. Oh, no, they're wrecking. Oh, no, the leaders have wrecked. The leaders have wrecked. Crenshaw just got wrecked as a leader. The caution is out. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? And Siemens been involved. He's got damage. Are you freaking kidding me? The caution is out again. And this race just got shaken up again. Let's jump back, look at a replay, see what happened. But that has got to be gut-wrenching for the 23 who had this race won. I'm in absolute disbelief on this. Looks like the 4 got a bit tight. Got up into the 45. And guess who the 45 collects? Teammate Matty Crenshaw. Yeah, Siemens into the wall. Lucy Grainger, the points leader's involved. Cody Majoric got a piece of it. Jacob Foster, I don't know if he got any damage, but I know the 23 got damage because some idiot decided to run in the back of the McDonald's Chevrolet. Let's see who runs into the 23. Oh, it's Jackie Tang. What was that, Jackie Tang? The caution is out, and he just annihilates Matty Crenshaw for really no reason. I don't know what on earth this race has become, but this has become an absolute bleep show. That's a tough break for Matty Crenshaw. This could have screwed her. This really screwed her out of a win, as we're going to head to the restart, as we have just had dramatic action in the late stages here at Gateway. This race that has started with chaos has ended in absolute madness. As Vanko Seaman is the leader, will he hold off Kyle Langeland, who has damage? Jessica Parker's not on the lead lap. Neither is Sam Davis. As I'm looking for third, Jacob Foster is third. Ian Griffith, how the hell is he fourth still? I don't know. Troy Kang in fifth. Eric Stanbury sixth. Matty Crenshaw seventh. Eighth is Paul Minnick. Ninth is Samad Ozkan. And 10th is Jessica Parker. Jackie Tang out of the race. Jackie Tang's been called to the hauler. Chase Brooks is apparently out of the race for some reason. And Chase was running well. This is definitely going to put Chase Brooks in a must-win. But why is he out? Oh, my God. What the hell is up with these drivers? Oh, when Jackie Tang got in the wall, Majoric hit him. Majoric gets hit again. And watch the 41. 41 missed it. There's Chase Brooks. Bang. That's why Chase Brooks is out of the race. Oh my God. We're down to 4 laps to go. This race is going to be over before you know it. So we're back to green. As Kyle Langeland's going to take the race lead. I just don't understand this. I bet this is really going to be one of those drivers' meetings next week. I'm really not looking forward to going to when we go to Dover next week. As a commentating person like myself, this is just absolutely frustrating. As we're down to 2 laps of racing to go. Next caution comes out. We'll end this race under the yellow. My goodness. I didn't expect Gateway to be this chaos, but I didn't expect it to be a wreckfest and a holocaust, if you ask me. But Kyle Langeland, who's been the dominant car of this race, as here he comes, he'll take the white flag. 1 more lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. I don't know what else to say about this. I really don't know what to say. But other than, congratulations to Kyle Langeland as he comes through 3 and 4. And he will win the Wreckfest Chaotic Enjoy Illinois 300 here at Gateway. Kyle Langeland wins here at Gateway Motorsports Park. And now the question is, has Kyle Langeland locked up a spot in the chase for the championship? We'll have to wait and see. Seaman gets his best finish of the year. Second, Ian Griffith, Eric Stanbury, Jacob Foster, the top 5. Paul Minnick, Simon Ozkan, Matty Crenshaw, Troy King, Jessica Parker, the top 10. This was a really dramatic race. You look through the rest of the finishing results. I don't know what else to say about this race other than I really don't want to be at that driver's meeting next week at Dover, if you know what I mean. 27 drivers finished the race. Hate that for P McShane. Had that flat tire in the early stages. Never was able to recover, and she finished in 27, 28 through 42nd out of the race after the wreck fest that we've had here today. Well, I'm going to let you guys decipher what you thought about this race because the frustration speaks louder than words. Hope you enjoyed this. Whatever the hell this race was for Gateway. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the World Racing Association crew today. We showed your full finish results. Your point standings are down in the description as a result of this. I really just don't know what to say about it, but for our studio engineer, that is the YouTuber, and for Cody and Sean, I'm D DeVos. Thank you for joining me. Goodbye from Gateway Motorsports Park. We congratulate Kyle Langeland on his first win of the season. Coming up next, we'll rejoin the Infinity Network Sports Studios programming already in progress as you've been watching another broadcast of the PCSRA Foster Series on the World Racing Association's Multimedia Network.